Hey guys, what's up YouTube? Just driving down the road, went to a place to give a quote for a price for a potential client, and it's actually a hotel. Man, you know, when you get these calls sometimes, you don't never know who's going to call you or what you're going to run into. You can always look up the property on Google and check it out, you know, but it's never what you're going to see when you get there. It may be something totally different. Anyway, it was kind of awkward, man. This vlog here that I'm sharing with you is going to be called The Politics of Mowing. And I know each and every one of you out there that do this for a living, or even do it on the side, you know, deal with these kind of things. And it's funny because no matter where you are in the country, people are just people. They all do the same thing. They all give the same excuses. You know, this kind of service that we offer is kind of like it has a lot to do with customer service and talking to people and that kind of thing. And you know, when you're dealing with people, people are just going to be people. But I was called to this place to go check out a price and give a quote. This hotel, the guy owns the hotel, and it's kind of ran down. You know, it's not the best looking hotel in the world, but needless to say, it needs a lot of work done. The hedges need to be cut. You know, the grass needs to be cut. And I pull up, and then there's this guy standing out there with a notepad, writing notes down. And the guy comes up to me and says, "Hey, yeah, welcome. Come on in here. Let me talk to you." So I go up, and then he goes, "Yeah, it's funny you're here because this other guy's here giving a quote as well. Here, you know, looking at the property and everything." And then me and the guy's just kind of looking at each other, and it's real awkward. Just the timing of us both being there. That's not the only time this has happened to me. Had another lady that I personally knew that asked me to come to her property and asked me to do some work for her. And she says, "I have this other guy cutting grass, but I just need you to come in and cut some shrubs and some, you know, and possibly mow. I don't know, occasionally." Well, this guy who's been doing her yard for 8 years is just sitting in her driveway with his mower on his trailer. I'm thinking, what in the world's going on here? So the guy comes out and walks over to me and he says, "Can I help you with something?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "The lady here that I know real well, she called me to give her a quote and look around some stuff." And he goes, "Well, you know, I've been here doing this for 8 years." And so me and him standing out there talking, and I felt like that maybe he was threatened because I was there, like he was going to lose his job. I just felt really out of place and real awkward. And the lady was, long story short, she was hoping that I would come when he wasn't there, and just it so happened to be that we were both there. And I just told her a little later on, I said, "You know, I appreciate you asking me to check this out." I said, "But I don't want to step on this guy. You know, I respect that dude enough, and I would appreciate somebody doing that for me, not to interfere with my work that I have put into in somebody's yard and taking care of it for years. I wouldn't want to overstep." So I just told her, regardless of what she wanted me to do, I just didn't feel comfortable being there. I just wanted to have respect, because you know, us lawn care workers, we have to respect one another, and we don't want to steal from another. We're all doing this trying to make money from one another, and so, you know, we have to have respect for each other. But it's just funny things like that. Just little stories I thought I'd share with you. Another guy that I mowed for years, we settled up on a price, and it's kind of a weird story, but him and his wife are divorced. They don't live at the house. They lost their son in an accident. They're separated, but they're not divorced, actually. And she lives somewhere and he lives a different place. But he's wanting the yard maintained and cut, I guess, for her, and he's paying the bill. Well, you know, there's a couple of times I've been over there, and the woman would show up and just be really strange. I mean, I'll never forget one day she pulled up and says, "Please don't park your car there." And I was trying to cut some hedges, and I needed my trailer close to the area where I was supposed to be working at. And I said, "Yes, ma'am, I'll go ahead and move it. I'm sorry." And she just ultimately, I've never met her before, but my first impression with, you know, her first impression of me was just, "You need to get off my yard, and you don't need to be parking there." And she didn't introduce herself to me. I didn't know who she was until after the fact. So I moved out of the way, and she just walks off saying something, and it was just real awkward and weird. I couldn't understand what was going on. And then I ran into her another time. But long story short, this guy who hired me to do this yard last year, we had kind of a drought here in Georgia, and I've talked about it on these videos before, but we had this drought, and so there was a lot of times I couldn't even mow. Maybe I've mowed his property one time in the month, and he would pay me for the month. Well, I was real honest with him and told him, say, hey, you know, I only got one cut out of this month because the grass was just so dry, you know. And I was trying to look after him and do him a favor by doing that. But then it's almost like it just done something to him. It bothered him that I was just being honest. And, you know, I would think that he would appreciate that, but he acted strange after I told him that. And then the rest of the season, he just was real short with me and didn't talk to me as much. And, you know, I told him I'd cut the lawn the next 2 times for free because he had already paid me up for that month. And then it's just weird because I thought that he would appreciate that, and I wasn't going to steal any money from him. I was just being honest. And then when I done that, he just changed on me. He just like a different person. It was just like, I don't know if, you know, if he felt like I was dishonest any other times or whatever. I don't know. But then I reached out to him 3 or 4 times trying to talk to him. He wouldn't ever answer me back on my text messages because we're going into this new year, and I was going to let him know that I'm doing it full time again this year. I'm available if he needs me. He would never answer my text. I called him one time. He answered the phone, and I could hear him talk in the background, but he'd never talk to me, which was strange. And then it just get aggravated. It's just the politics of mowing. You know, the people you have to deal with. You go out of your way to try to do everything you can for these people and have a smile on your face and do them a service, but yet they don't want to be honest with you. If they can't pay you, they won't tell you they can't pay you. They just ignore you sometimes. That just frustrates me. I know I talk to a lot of my customers on Facebook, and I'll see the little bubble move down in the conversation where they've seen what I've said, but they won't say nothing back to me. I'll ask them a question, they won't answer me. So I don't understand why they can't just get back with me and tell me stuff like that, you know. People are funny. Rather than say that they're broke, they just avoid you and then put you off. Then want to call you 3 or 4 weeks later and their grass is like knee high. Hey, you know, it has some kind of excuse. But I would just appreciate people being honest with me. And I'm not a hard person to get along with. I'm very easygoing, and I just, you know, I'm there for them. But you know, you just have to deal with all these kind of things. It's frustrating. But the love for the work that I do, you know, overrules all these little things that we put up with from time to time. So it's all worth it, you know. You know, when you have a business, it's always going to things are always going to like this. They're going to happen. But anyway, thanks for watching. You post some of your comments below my video and let me know the little things that you've done. I know if you're in this business like I am, you've ran into a lot of those people out there that just give you a hard time, don't want to pay you, avoid you, you know, all those kind of things. But it's kind of fun to talk about anyway. Y'all have a great day. Stay tuned for another video. Please subscribe and then like my videos, and be looking for more. Thanks. See y'all. Bye.